Okay, so let's talk about one of the greatest comeback stories in all of sports, period. This is the story of Ferrari, all right, the most iconic name in Formula One. And it's about how they spent 2 decades, an eternity in motorsport, completely lost, fighting tooth and nail just to get back to the top. I mean, how does that even happen? How does a team with that much history, that much passion, that much money, just forget how to win for 20 entire years? Something was just broken. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's figure out how it all went so wrong for so long. All right, so here's how we're gonna break this down. We'll start at the very top, their last big win. Then we'll dive into the fall, the tragedy, the long years in the wilderness. And finally, we'll look at the master plan and the people who brought them all the way back. All right, first stop on our journey, let's rewind the clock. It's 1979, and you have to understand at this moment, Ferrari is Formula One. They are on top of the world. They've got Jody, Scheckter, and the absolute legend, Gilles Villeneuve, driving for them. The car, the 312 T4, is a masterpiece. They're just unstoppable. They win everything. The driver's title, the constructor's title, a perfect double. It doesn't get any better than this. So remember that. They're not just winning races, they are dominant. Number one with a bullet, the absolute peak. And what happens next? Well, it's a complete and utter disaster. Just look at that number, 10th. From 1st to 10th place in a single season. It's almost unbelievable, a total collapse. The car was an absolute dog, and this was the start of a nightmare that would last for 20 years. Okay, so now we're heading into the 80s. This is the infamous turbo era. And for Ferrari, man, this was a time of huge contradictions. They had all the power in the world, but it came with a really, really high price. And this really gets to the heart of the problem. On one hand, Ferrari is building these absolute monster engines. We're talking some of the most powerful engines the grid had ever seen. But, and it's a big but, the cars were just awful to drive. They were unreliable, they were fragile, and that turbo lag, it made them a total handful. So you had all this power you couldn't actually use properly. And, the technical problems, they just pale in comparison to the human tragedy. 1982 it was one of the darkest years for the team, maybe for the sport. They lost the incredible Gilles Villeneuve in a terrible crash at the Belgian Grand Prix. And then, as if that wasn't enough, his teammate Didier Pironi, who was leading the championship, suffered a career-ending crash of his own. It was just devastating. But here's the crazy part. The car was so fundamentally good that despite all that tragedy, Ferrari actually managed to win the Constructors' Championship in '82 and again in '83. But it felt hollow, The big one, the driver's title, was gone. It was just a painful reminder of what they'd lost. So that brings us to the next chapter. And honestly, the best way to describe it is the wilderness years. From the mid-'80s all the way to the mid-'90s, Ferrari was just lost. It was a time of pure, endless frustration. And this timeline, wow, it really shows you how long this went on. '83 was their last team title. By '87, still nothing. '92, the pressure is just immense. By 1995, you can imagine, the years are just ticking by. Great drivers came and went, the money was there, but they just could not build a championship-winning car. The wait was just agonizing. And you can't talk about Ferrari without talking about the Tifosi, their fans. For them, this isn't just a sport, it's practically a religion in Italy, and they were getting restless. That pressure, coming from millions of passionate fans, was just immense. The team was suffocating under the weight of it. It was clear, something big had to change. And that change, well, it came in 1993, and it had a name, Jean Todt. His arrival was the turning point. This wasn't just a new team boss. This was the beginning of a total revolution inside Ferrari. See, Todt was different. He wasn't looking for a magic bullet. He came in and started a methodical, top-to-bottom overhaul. His plan was brilliant in its simplicity. First, blow up the old team structure. Second, bring in a new culture of discipline. No more excuses. Third, go out and hire the absolute best engineers, the best designers, no matter the cost. Finally, the last piece of the puzzle, sign the best driver on the planet. And that leads us to step 4, the final, critical piece of the puzzle. The man who would become the messiah for the Tifosi. So in 1996, Jean Todt pulls off what many thought was impossible. He convinces Michael Schumacher, the guy who just won back-to-back world championships, to leave his dominant Benetton team and join Ferrari, a team that hadn't won a driver's title since 1979. I mean, think about that. It was a massive, colossal gamble for Schumacher, but he saw what Todt was building, and he bought in. And right away, you could see the Schumacher effect. The car in '96 was not great. Definitely not a championship winner. But Michael's sheer talent was on another level. He literally dragged that car to 3 wins in his first season. And one of those wins, in the pouring rain in Spain, is still one of the greatest drives of all time. For the first time in years, the Tifosi had more than just faith, they had real, tangible hope. Okay, so here we go. We're getting to the climax of this whole saga. It's 1999 now. The team is rebuilt. The structure's there. The driver's there. All the years of hard work are finally about to pay off. But, of course, it couldn't be that easy. Not for Ferrari. They finally have a car that can win the whole thing. Schumacher is leading the championship, and then disaster strikes at the British Grand Prix. He crashes, badly, and breaks his leg. And just like that, the shot at the title is over. Shattered. So with Michael out, the focus shifts. His teammate, Eddie Irvine, now has to lead the charge for the driver's title. But for the team as a whole, the goal becomes the Constructors' Championship, right? That's the one awarded to the best overall team based on points from both drivers. It was a massive test of the new structure Todt had built. And guess what? They did it. They actually did it. For the first time in 16 long, painful years, Ferrari were Constructors' World Champions. The drought was broken. It was proof that the system Jean Todt built was bigger than any one person. It could even survive losing its #1 driver. The rebuild was a success. But what about the big one? The driver's title. Oh, it was painfully, agonizingly close. Eddie Irvine fought his heart out, all the way to the final race, and lost the championship by just 2 points. Can you imagine? So close you could taste it. And that's where we're going to leave it. Think about it. After 2 decades of failure and frustration, Ferrari was back on top as a team. The machine was built, the culture was fixed, and their star driver, Michael Schumacher, was about to come back fully fit. The stage was perfectly set. The only question left was, could they finally end that 21-year wait for a driver's champion?